Hello and welcome to the Prototype Cafe. My name is Ernesto and I am here to give a few quick tips for those starting in the world of coding and electronics. At first, my experience was very tough because I felt like I had to learn every piece of code in a language to start programming. I tried educational websites, watching videos, and reading books, but still no luck. I had no idea what to expect or where to begin. But with some extensive research, I felt like I succeeded and finally got the hang of coding. So here's my take on coding, and hopefully this video helps clear some problems that beginners usually struggle with. The reason why it is like learning a language is because most coding languages, not all, are the same. The difference of most coding languages are that some languages either perform better in different ways. For example, certain languages can take less space, are easier to learn, or are faster at processing information. For example, English is easy to learn because it only has 24 letters in the alphabet. So words and sentences are not that hard to write, speak, or remember. But learning a language like Chinese is trickier to learn because there are a lot of symbols and sounds to remember. But some sentences are written shorter and said faster compared to English. So if you were to compare this to actual programming, English takes less time to code, but more time to communicate, and Chinese takes more time to code, but less time to communicate. As I mentioned before, all you need to do is learn one programming language. Sticking to one language will prevent you from being overwhelmed by all the coding languages that are out there. It is recommended if you decide to start with an easy programming language like Python, for example. It does not require a lot of coding to make something work, unlike C++. Once you learn one language, learning another will be easier. In my opinion, it is better to copy and paste because by doing so, you get to see how every line works together as you learn. I used to think that it would be better to go step by step, but I realized that while I was trying to learn, I wasn't able to engage in actual programming. I decided to learn by copying because in reality, that is how we are all taught since we were little. As a baby, you learn how to speak by copying someone else speaking. You learn math by copying formulas that other people created. Otherwise, you would not know the level of math you do now. Even by learning a coding language, you are copying the formulas of the language to create your ideas. Mistakes are a very important part of both coding and electronics because it is all about making mistakes in order to make it work how you want it to work. Don't think that you will not make mistakes in the future because it will always happen to you, no matter how many years of research you put into it. So patience is very important. Once you see that everything is working just as you wanted it to work, you should take pride in it even if it is something very simple because you took the effort to get it working. If you are walking outside or are stuck in public transportation and have nothing to do but listen to music or watch videos, you can use that time to think about what you want to create or the next steps you should take for your current project. The more you do that, the higher the chances you will eventually come up with something or learn how to fix a mistake in a project you are currently working on. It is a lot better to learn with someone else. Learning with someone else cuts research time in half, creates competition, which is good for motivational purposes, and you can discuss what each of you have learned. If they already have knowledge in coding or electronics, then it is better because they can help you solve the same problems they probably went through in the past, and you can learn tricks that help them get to where they are. Also, they can recommend software and resources that works for them. So if you do know someone with that kind of knowledge, use that to your advantage because eventually you will also get to where they are if you try your best every day. One of the best things you can do is go to events or create your own events in your area if there aren't any available. By surrounding yourself with people that share similar interests, you will have a better chance at coming up with new ideas. Also, you will have the chance of getting a job just by meeting the right people in those events. The best way you can learn coding and electronics is by teaching. If you teach, it will motivate you to learn more and research more. It would make you revise your research many times until you feel that it is something you would want to be taught if you were the student. This all helps you engrave the information in your brain so you won't forget it and you won't have to look for it when you need it again. Also, if someone that you are teaching sees an error, then you can learn from your mistake and correct it faster compared to trying to find the mistake on your own. For the past 4 months, I have taught kids at my local library. During those classes, I learned a lot more compared to the first 8 months I was trying to learn by myself. When you come up with an idea, you have two options. Either invest money and patent it so you can sell it and make money, or make it open source, which means giving it to the public for free so they can modify it and turn it into something you never thought of. If you choose to patent it, you will need to look up how to patent it or pay a patent lawyer to do that for you. It will be protected, but it will be expensive. If you decide to make it open source, there are still some benefits. With open source, it is easier to make connections and get help from other people that are interested in your ideas, and as I mentioned before, more job opportunities. In the end, it is up to you. Well, those are all the tips I have come up with through my experience. I hope that this video gave you some guidance on how to start. If I left out any other important tips, please leave a comment. If you liked the video and want more videos, click the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video and have a great day.